Good morning and Happy New Year. Last weekend, I was attacked for openly saying that basically I have changed my political affiliation. Most of you started watching this show when I started it, and you saw me as a very far left liberal Democrat. And over the past year, I have changed my views, which is my right to do as an American citizen. I can see how things are going and decide that I no longer feel that the Democrats have my best interests at heart. One of the worst accusations that were put toward me on Facebook last weekend was that somehow I was changing my party affiliation for ratings for this show. And I want to just, that was just so egregious. I want to just put the record straight right now. This show is not for sale. And political Paula Luciano is not for sale. I have never used any viewer's attitude toward my show to change my views on the show. I love debating with all of you. I do learn from those who disagree with me, but this show is not for sale. And I have proven that over the years. A few years ago, somebody put something on Facebook that was very derogatory toward me. They put my face on a Ku Klux Klan member with a hood, and they said they would only take it down if I removed one of my shows that they disagreed with, one of my political Paula shows. And I refused to do that. What I did instead was I removed the post, the picture, I blocked them, and I reported them to Facebook for being offensive and for threatening me, basically saying this picture stays up until you remove your show that we don't like. This show is not for sale. This show is not bribe worthy. You're not going to bribe me or threaten me in any way. So I do not go with the flow. You guys should know me better by now than that. I will never change my opinion about something in order to get more people to like this show. My attitude about this show is, look, I'm not getting paid to do it. I enjoy doing it. It's fun. And as long as it's fun, I will continue to do it. And I'm not working for a network. They can't fire me. They can't cancel my show. Only I can cancel this show. So whether I have 1,000 viewers, 1,500 viewers, 15,000 viewers, or 15 viewers, I will continue to do this show as long as you guys continue to tell me that you enjoy it. And you're not going to enjoy every show. Some shows you're going to watch and you're going to say, oh, I'm not interested in that. And you're going to keep going. Fine by me. Some of my shows get 3 views on YouTube and some get 15,000. And that's all by your taste. I do shows that interest me, that interest certain viewers. If a viewer brings me a story, I do it. So that's how I roll. So never think for 5 minutes that if I change my mind on something, it's because I want more people to like my show. Because that's just complete nonsense. Because I really don't care if you like my show or not. That's just the way I roll. But my show is not for sale. My show is not controlled by any one party, any group, any politician, nothing like that. The next accusation that was thrown at me because of my reasoning for leaving the Democrats in the dust is because of the fact that they no longer work for me. And I was told I am so selfish. I am a selfish, horrible person. Because I feel that when my husband and I go to work every day and we earn money, and all of you who go out and go to work every day, well, it's okay to be a little selfish. Like, are you really going to work because you just can't wait to have your money taken away from you and given to someone you've never met. People on public assistance making a career out of welfare, food stamps, Medicaid. People who get all their cancer treatments paid for at no cost to them while you are fighting cancer and you have to have a GoFundMe account because you can't pay your medical bills. That you can't just worry about living, you got to worry about, oh my God, is cancer going to take away everything we've worked for our whole life? Because the medical bills are astronomical and our health insurance ain't covering it. They say to me, you are part of a world community, a national community. You have a job. Your husband has a great job. You should be proud to be helping to support other people's responsibilities, other people's children. You should be happy about that. No, you know what? I'm not. I'm not. And oh, how selfish are you? You had healthy reproductive organs and didn't use them. You have a duty as a healthy woman to give birth. What? Gee, I don't know. I never signed that contract. I'm not a Duggar. I'm not one of those quiver people who believe that women are only built for birth and babies. I'm not part of that. So if refusing to have children that my husband and I could not afford when I was in childbearing years to support without government assistance, if refusing to do that makes me selfish, then sure, I'm selfish. I'm a selfish bitch. Because I didn't want to bring a child into this world and have to depend on my neighbors or my government to take care of me. That's not how I was raised. It's not how my husband was raised. We were raised that when you make a choice in life, then you have to go out and take care of it. You got to go to work. You got to take care of yourself. And it's okay to ask your family for help, your parents, your relatives, that's fine. But you don't go down to the welfare office and expect your neighbors who have never met you, your community, or your fellow Americans to pay your bills. That's your job. That's your job. And it requires a job to do that. People used to take pride in going to work every day and earning money to support their family. Nowadays, there are some, remember, I'm saying some people in this country who actually are proud of the fact that they don't have to work because the nanny government, mostly the Democratic Party, who thinks that it's okay for people to live off the government. That's why I'm not a Democrat. They're proud of not having a job. They're proud of not paying taxes. They're proud of having children they can't afford and letting their neighbors take care of all the bills, the food, the medical care. So yes, I guess I'm selfish because when my husband goes out and works every day, and back when we were poor, and we were poor, by the way, because that's the other accusation. I don't like poor people. Oh my God, are you kidding me? I was poor people. But see, the difference between myself when I was poor and my husband and I were poor when we started out, we actually lived like poor people. The problem with poor people today is they just don't want to live poor. They don't want to live within their means. That's the problem. If you make $10 an hour, probably not a great time to have kids or buy a 4-bedroom, two and a half car garage, 4-bathroom house. Not a good time to do it, even if you can find a bank to give you a mortgage for it. Not a great time to go on a big fancy vacation or take the kids you have to Disneyland. Not a good time to do that if you can't make your mortgage or you can't feed your children. My husband and I, when we were poor, first of all, we both had 2 jobs. Okay? I actually had 3 jobs because I cleaned houses. And I had 2 other jobs. So I had 3 jobs. My husband had 2 jobs. We did not go on vacations. We did not go out to eat unless somebody else was treating, one of our parents. We didn't have flat screen TVs. We didn't have all the cable channels. We used to come over to my mom's house and watch Sopranos every Sunday, and she would order in food. What a treat. I had $40 a week for the grocery store, which included laundry detergent, soap, toiletries, all that stuff. And we made it work. We didn't go to the Mr. Bill's, to the seafood boutique, and use food stamps to buy lobsters and shrimp and fish. We ate macaroni and cheese a lot. We ate Hamburger Helper a lot. And when I didn't get the Kraft macaroni and cheese, it cost too much. I got the generic mac and cheese that came in the little box. That was dinner, like 3 times a week, with hot dogs. Meat, starch. That's how we lived. The problem today is that people who claim to be poor, some of them don't have a job. Well, the way you get out of poverty is you get a job. And you certainly don't keep having children. I always say 1 child, okay, then you lose your job. Maybe you had 1 child when you were a teenager, you made a mistake, you're on the welfare. But again, that's when you say, okay, I need to start picking myself up. You don't keep having more kids without husbands, without partners to help support the children. People who choose to have children with no means of supporting those children, except for the government, meaning my tax dollars, they piss me off. I'm sorry. I don't like seeing children go to bed hungry. I don't like seeing children not have winter coats. I don't like seeing children with irresponsible parents who refuse to work to support them. I think that's horrible. But I also don't think, and this probably makes me selfish, I don't think that my husband should go to work every day so that these children's parents don't have to. Because my husband and I actually have things we'd like to do with our money. We don't have children, so the Democrats want to punish us. See, you don't have children, so we think you have enough money left over after you go out 8 hours a day and work hard. We think you can give some of that money to other people that you don't even know. No, see, we don't. There's this little thing that my husband and I would really love to do someday, and that's called retirement, and that's going to cost money. And we have to start thinking about retirement now, because Social Security, the nanny government, is not going to cut it. What we earn, what we will get in Social Security is not going to pay our living expenses or our medical expenses once we start having medical expenses. So we do have things we need to do with our money, and we are healthy. I'm 55, my husband is 50. We have some living left to do, and we would like to, since he does go to a job every single day and works hard, we'd maybe like to enjoy some of the money he earns instead of just paying taxes and having our taxes go to people we've never met. And now I'm going to bring you to something that really upsets me and how the Democrats truly screwed us over, and that was with Obamacare. Because that is the one place where I thought, wow, finally. And now my little cousin, Nicole Lynn, is fighting for her life with stage 3 HR positive metastatic breast cancer. Those are words you don't want to hear. But the other words you don't want to hear is insurance doesn't cover this drug or that treatment, or it doesn't cover the $26,000 in total that it costs to put the port in so you can get the chemo put in. These are things you don't want to hear. And when Obamacare was first put out here for us, my little cousin wasn't supposed to ever hear those words. All American citizens were supposed to have affordable, quality health care. Health insurance available to all. Well, my cousin has health insurance. Problem is, it's not affordable and it's not quality. So now my cousin, God love her, has to go out and ask people to please, if they can, donate some money to help her pay her medical bills so she can worry more about living, beating this horrible cancer that's taking over her body. It's already taken her hair, and it's going to take her breasts very shortly. And she doesn't feel good, and she can't work anymore because she doesn't feel good. She's getting very intense chemo. And so, yes, I'm selfish because I want my husband, I want his income to go toward helping my cousin as much as we possibly can financially, because I know my cousin. I love my cousin. The Democrats take my taxes and give it to people I don't know and I don't love. And I don't love them because I don't know them. Okay? I told you the story before about my neighbor who had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, no job, no full-time job, no health insurance, and boy, did she get great health care. She got all the right treatments. She went through the chemo. She lost her hair, lost a ton of weight. But she's alive to this day, and it's been like 17 years. She survived cancer because she was on Medicaid, because she didn't work, because she didn't have health insurance. That's why she lived and didn't owe anybody a dime. Didn't have to worry about it. Why does my little cousin and her husband, who is still working very hard, why does she have to think about, oh my God, even if I survive this cancer, am I still going to have my home? What's going to happen to our savings for our retirement? Do I even want to live to retire? Because cancer is going to steal that too. Nobody in this country who gets sick should have to worry more about how they're going to pay for treatment than they do about getting well and surviving. So yes, I'm a selfish person. I believe that because my husband and I pulled ourselves out of poverty and we've lived responsible lives, we don't live above our means. You see how I live. I don't live in a big house with lots of rooms and bathrooms and garages and driveways and a swimming pool in the back. I don't live like that. We don't go on fancy, expensive vacations. My husband has never been unemployed. We have never taken one dime. So those people out there who said, oh, well, when you didn't have insurance, if you had gotten sick, we would have had to pay, the taxpayers would have paid your medical bills. No, they wouldn't have, because guess what? Not only would I never go to the welfare office and get Medicaid, we wouldn't qualify for it. So nobody will ever and has never paid for any medical bill I've ever had, except for me and my husband. And my mother, which of course is fine, because she was my mother. We've never asked anybody to pay our bills. And my cousin, God bless her, doesn't like asking people for money. But she's not taking their money. She's asking them to donate it. The Democrats take our money and then they give it to people who make stupid choices, who think they can run before they're even walking or even crawling in some situations. And the Democrats say, that's just fine, we'll take care of you. This we attitude, I read Ayn Rand. There is nothing wrong with saying I work hard. I earn money. I should be able to choose who gets it and who doesn't, whether I have kids or not. I should be able to choose if I want to give my money to a community charity or to the family I know and love. I choose the family I know and love. My husband, my dog, myself, we come first. Yes, I'm a selfish bitch. And after us, after we are provided for and we have what we need, then my other family, my family, my cousins, when they need me, I want to be there for them. They need help financially, I want to be able to help them. And I have the right to make that decision because I'm the one, my husband is the one who's going out to work every day and earning the money. So I'm going to say this. I am a selfish bitch who now will probably vote with holding my nose for Donald Trump. I don't like Donald Trump. I've told you that. But I like his tax policies. I like his immigration policies. And I like the fact that he wants people on public assistance to go out and get at least a part-time job and give back to the community that supports them. I don't see anything wrong with that. One person whom I show on my cousin Nicole on her struggle said, it's really horrible that people who get all their medical care paid for but have to pay maybe $2 or $3, they bitch about that. My gosh, what a dream it would be if Nicole only had to pay $2 or $3 for her anti-nausea medication that she desperately needs so that she can continue to live her life while she fights for it. So yes, I'm a selfish bitch. I chose not to have children because I didn't want them, because I didn't want the responsibility, because we didn't have the means to support them, and because I just didn't want to get pregnant. Okay. Again, my right, my choice. I'm selfish because my family comes first before community. I'm a selfish bitch. But you know what? At the end of the day, we don't work hard so other people don't have to work. That's not what this country was built on, and it's not what my ancestors came here and did. So the shame shouldn't be on me for being pissed off about my money being taken from me in taxes and given to strangers who have made stupid life choices. Knowing they couldn't afford it, they do it anyway just because they can, without ever thinking ahead. If they should, how are they going to support these decisions? That's not my problem, to be very honest with you. That's their problem. My problem is making sure that we pay our bills, we get to have a little bit of fun, and that when somebody I love, like my beautiful cousin Nicole, fighting for her life right now, both physically, emotionally, and financially, that when she needs me, I can be there for her. So I guess I'm a selfish bitch. Political Paula. Out. I love you, Nikki.